In this video, I'm gonna give you guys my top list of essential detailing products and tools for any detailer who's getting into the auto detailing business or starting their own detailing company. Now let's get straight into this. What's up YouTube? This is Luke Wilson and welcome to the Wilson Auto Detailing YouTube channel, where I come out with daily videos for tips and tricks for the pro detailers and for the do-it-yourselfers. Now, a lot of my subscribers and viewers have been writing into me and asking me kind of what my top 10 or top 5 list of products and tools are for anyone who's starting in the detailing business. And it's a great question to ask, but it's kind of difficult to answer in just one comment, so I wanted to make a whole video about it and give you guys really some of the things that I think are just basic, fundamental necessities for any detailer who's starting in the detailing business and maybe is on a budget and can't afford the top of the line equipment. Now, the first thing that I think every detailer needs is a go-to all-purpose cleaner and a go-to degreaser. Now, I use Mcguire's all-purpose cleaner that comes in the gallon size and it looks just like this. And my go-to degreaser nowadays is Super Clean, which is more of a retail product and it looks like this. Now, I love Mcguire's all-purpose cleaner because I can use it on upholstery, I can use it on carpets, I can use it on every part of the interior of a car. Leather, dash, vinyl, rubber, plastic, anything and everything. The only thing that I don't use Mcguire's all-purpose cleaner for is maybe the navigation screen or any of the tele-nav screens. But other than that, Mcguire's all-purpose cleaner is my go-to cleaner for any light dirt or light dust, and even sometimes more medium dirt, grease, and grime. But of course, if I'm dealing with anything with heavier dirt, heavier grease, heavier grime, I'm reaching for the Super Clean, which I use on tires, I use on wheel wells, I use on carpets, fabric, leather, dash, seats, vinyl, rubber, plastic, everything as well. But of course, I reach for my Super Clean degreaser when I'm dealing with heavier dirt. Now, Mcguire's all-purpose cleaner and Super Clean degreaser are amazing products, and really, if you boiled it down to 2 products that you needed more than anything else, in my opinion, I would argue that Mcguire's APC or any all-purpose cleaner and a degreaser are probably the 2 products that are most essential for any detailer. Now, of course, detailers have different opinions on what all-purpose cleaner they prefer and what degreaser is kind of their go-to, and that's going to vary from detailer to detailer. But of course, an all-purpose cleaner and a degreaser seem to be kind of the common consensus in the detailing world of a detailer. Every one of them needs to have some sort of go-to all-purpose cleaner and go-to degreaser. Now, these products are amazing, but without the right tools, these products sometimes can be limited. And if you're a beginner in the detailing world, there's this huge misconception that you have to get the most expensive equipment, you have to get a steamer and an extractor, and if you don't have that, you're not going to be able to start your business. That is a lie. Do not listen to anyone who says that, because you can start with barely anything. I started in a 1997 Mazda Miata 2-seater sports car with just a tiny crate of products. So you do not need the nicest equipment. In fact, a toothbrush just like this is going to take you to places that you never thought something so simple and so cheap could take you. A toothbrush is an amazing tool that I think is essential for all beginner detailers, because it's going to let you scrub things in very small areas. It's going to let you focus in on specific stains. It's going to let you get into the tiny nuts and bolts and gaskets of the door jambs and inside the rubber gaskets and the lining of the doors, all kinds of things like that. A toothbrush can take you to places that other tools, even more expensive tools, cannot take you. A toothbrush is just absolutely essential for any beginner auto detailer who wants some essential fundamental tools and products to start their detailing business. Now, while we're on brushes, interior brushes are a very important part of your detailing tool set, and I think that a makeup brush, even just like this one, is a very simple way to kind of extend your reach in the detailing world to allow you to do even more things, maybe even quicker, while yielding better results. I personally think having 2 makeup brushes is a very good idea. One that you use for dry dusting and one that you use for wet application. So sometimes I like to use a makeup makeup brush on some of the more fragile pieces, maybe on the console or maybe some chrome plated pieces in the nicer end cars, I can kind of agitate my cleaner with my wet makeup brush and mop it up with my microfiber towel. And then I can use my dry makeup brush to dust things like the air vents or even just a final dusting after I get finished detailing the entire interior. Now, of course, all-purpose cleaner and super clean degreaser, or any all-purpose cleaner or any degreaser, is obviously good for the hard textured surfaces in the cars, but those two products are also amazing for cleaning car upholstery, car carpets, and car fabrics. Specifically, the two products that I addressed earlier, Mcguire's APC and Super Clean Degreaser, both are amazing products for cleaning carpeted surfaces and fabrics and upholsteries. In fact, in my professional detailing world, I don't even carry a dedicated carpet shampoo because those two products are so much more effective on any fabric surface that I'm cleaning. But of course, when you're cleaning these fabric surfaces or these carpets or upholsteries, you're gonna need a stiff nylon brush. Now, it's important to have two different brushes when you're dealing with upholstery and carpet, because of course carpet tends to collect some serious dirt and grime, and you don't want to use the same brush on the carpet as you do for the seats because you tend to cross-contaminate and you're actually bringing some dirt, grease, and grime from the carpets onto the seats, and rather than cleaning the seats or cleaning the carpet, you end up tracking more dirt in from where you previously scrubbed on a different surface. So I tend to keep my brushes separated like that. For example, if I'm doing the door jambs, I use a different toothbrush than I use for general interior cleaning purposes because the door jambs collect so much grease and grime. I don't want to take that grease and grime on the same toothbrush and scrub the steering wheel with it. Now, another essential and yet extremely simple and cheap product that in my opinion is a necessity for all beginner detailers is distilled water. Now, distilled water is so useful for all kinds of things, whether you're washing the car on the outside with a rinseless wash, or you're even using a 50-50 distilled water and rubbing alcohol solution. Distilled water can be used on so many different areas of the car, and the windows in particular. I think that a 50-50 solution of rubbing alcohol and distilled water is an amazing window cleaner, and it's gonna cut through any fog, any oily fingerprints, anything like that that is on the window, and it's gonna create a very, very transparent appearance. And window cleaning in particular can be a very frustrating experience for a lot of beginner detailers because they don't understand how to cut through the fog or through the oily fingerprints because they're just using some sort of window shine or glass shine. And so you can actually leave out the window shine and just use the 50-50 distilled water and alcohol solution to clean the window. Of course, it's always good to follow up with a window shine just to make sure you get any last minute streaks or any kind of watermarks that the alcohol and distilled water might have left over. But again, for the most fundamental purposes, you could actually let that substitute and use that for your entire window cleaning experience, at least for the interior of a car. And so distilled water and rubbing alcohol is an essential for all beginner detailers, in my opinion. Now, as far as the outside of a car goes, I love Optimum No Rinse. It looks just like this, and this is the wash and wax. I get it in a 32-ounce bottle. Optimum No Rinse is an amazing rinseless car soap. Not only does it yield amazing results and leave a waxed finish behind, but it also can wash an entire car with only half a gallon of distilled water. So once again, distilled water is an amazing tool. But you can wash an entire car with half a gallon of distilled water and Optimum No Rinse wash and wax solution. Now, of course, for the beginner detailers, if you don't want to use Optimum No Rinse, you could use any car soap really, but of course that's going to require you to have a hose and a hose sprayer and things like that. So in order to really bring this down to the most fundamental parts of detailing, the most basic necessities, Optimum No Rinse wash and wax and distilled water really is an amazing way to substitute so many other products in order to clean and wash the exterior of a car. Now, once again, this is where my super clean degreaser is going to come in, because you can can use Super Clean to clean the tires and the wheel wells of your car. So you don't need a separate cleaner to clean the tires and the wheels for your car. You can actually just use the Degreaser full strength to clean both those areas. So once again, in an effort to simplify things, especially if you're a beginner detailer, products like Super Clean Degreaser can replace so many other products and really simplify your world, while at the same time yielding amazing results. Now, I also think that a wheel cleaner is a very, very important aspect of a beginner detailing world, because brake dust can be extremely frustrating to remove if you don't know what you're doing. So I use Mcguire's Wheel Brightener, and that is an acidic wheel cleaner, and it reacts with the brake dust in such an amazing way that it breaks it down so quickly with so little effort. I barely even have to agitate it, and the brake dust melts off. And it's safe for aluminum clear-coated wheels. And so that's my go-to product for cleaning wheels. It's extremely economical, extremely dilutable, and so it takes a while to go through an entire gallon, but you can get a gallon size just like this, and it will last you a very long time. Now, a clay bar is also a very important part of the detailing process, and especially for beginner detailers, because not only is a clay bar inexpensive, but a clay bar is going to really give you amazing results on cars and take you just way further than you ever thought you could go with cleaning and decontaminating paint. And so that's really, a clay bar is going to really prepare the surface, really enhance the surface to be ready to be waxed. And so a clay bar is a very essential part of really any detailer's process, but especially the beginner detailers. Now, my last two things that I think every beginner detailer really needs is a spray wax like Mcguire's Synthetic Express Spray Wax, and a tire shine like Chemical Guy's Vinyl Rubber Plastic VRP Tire Shine. Because of course, after you've cleaned and washed the outside of a car, you're going to want to put some type of wax on it. Now, I think a spray wax is an amazing thing for a beginner detailer to start with, because a spray wax is extremely easy to apply, it's extremely easy to take off, it yields great results, and it's not quite as cumbersome to work with as a paste wax. So if you're just starting in the detailing world, a paste wax is amazing, but a spray wax might simplify your world even further, and it will allow you to get your feet on the ground and to really begin to understand and learn your strategy and your approach to detailing without you taking too much time on each car. And of course, a tire shine is extremely important. Which one you go with is up to you. You have silicone-based tire dressings, you have water-based tire dressings, and I actually have a video about that will explain exactly the difference and really go into detail about all that. But basically, tire dressing is up to you, but every customer likes a shiny tire, right? A shiny, deep, black, glossy looking tire. And so a tire shine is going to be a fundamental necessity for every beginner detailer. So everyone, I hope that helps. Again, that's not a very detailed or specific list of all the detailing products. This was simply a crash course and a Cliff Notes version of some essential products that are very fundamental to any detailing job and that really can be applied to every detailing job. So if you're just beginning in the business, not only are these things pretty essential and fundamental, but they're also very cheap. And so you don't have to go get the most expensive tools and the most expensive products. You can use just an all-purpose cleaner and a stiff nylon brush and really give amazing results. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Once again, I'm Luke and this is the Wilson Auto Detailing channel. If you're new here, then consider subscribing, because I come out with daily videos on tips and tricks, not only for the pro detailers, but also for the do-it-yourselfers and car enthusiasts, on not only products, tools, and strategies to use, but also things like communication skills and business skills. So if you're new, consider subscribing. Now, of course, if this video helped you and added some good content to your life, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure to hook those up in the comment section below. And if you guys have any advice or even additional info that you think would be helpful, make sure to comment that in the comment section below, because some of the best video ideas and advice for other detailers comes from you guys, the Wilson Auto Detailing community. Everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.